Hello everybody and welcome to Dwarf Fortress, and as you can see this is me. Yeah, this is due to me playing with OBS, mostly because the audio in the last episode was pretty bad. I was really quiet and the music was really loud, and I was only recording audio on one channel, so I couldn't really alter that post-recording. But I've been playing about with OBS, so I'm now recording on two channels, microphone on one and the game on the other, so we can adjust volume levels post-recording. And I've had a webcam sit on top of my monitor for years. I never used it, so why not? You can look at my ugly mug as we play. Anyway, enough of OBS. What are we doing? Oh yes, we're going to try and make our fortress a little bit more defensible. So I think initially we need to go to J for jobs, M for manager, Q for new tasks, and we'll have armor stands. We type in armor, we hit space, and we'll type in rock, and we'll have 2 will be plenty. What else we got going on in there? Oh yes, some wooden cages. Q again for another new job. We'll have a weapon rack. So just type until it recognises what you want to do. I think I typed WEA and it was started up giving me weapon rack, so I hit space and started typing rock. Right. So we'll build them in lieu of getting an army. So M for military, create a squad. We'll have a new squad, please. And I think I'm going to go for an archer squad first. I do want both. You probably noticed when we traded with our liaisons, we bought some melee weapons, a mace, I think, and a warhammer and a spear and some bits and pieces, but I'm more interested in the archery side of things at the moment. Patterns of paper. We've got a woodcutter, a miner, a milker. The milker's going in the military. A farmer is, because we're going to be trading for food more than we're farming it. Now we're got going. These other people are all quite important. How many dwarfs have I got? Have I not got many dwarfs? Let me just escape out of this for a minute. Units. 13 dwarfs. I haven't really got many dwarfs, so we're not going to build much of a military initially. Just a token gesture, and then we're going to name them. Shift and N. We're going to call them the something bolts. What should we call them? What should we call them? The bastard bolts. Right. That's who they are. So I didn't even, did I sort them out in archery uniform? I did, didn't I? E-equip. Yeah, leather armour, leather headgear, leather legwear, leather handwear, leather footwear, leather shield and buckler. An individual choice of ranged weapon. Well, we're building some crossbows. Could really do, I would like to have 4 of them in there, really. I don't think we've really got enough people that I want to start chucking. All these other people are very important to our fort. Yeah, we've only got 10. 10 available people, 2 in, so one of them must be a child then. Yeah, we've got a child, I forgot about that. Okay. So we have a very small army until we get another group of migrants come in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to designate some digging, because after all we are dwarfs. Yeah, we might as well be right back here, mightn't we? Well, I'm going to make sense. I'm going to put a door here. I'm going to put a door here. I'm going to put a door here. And then this may as well be... It's quite large room for a barracks. Well, it would be if I dug it correctly. Right, I'm going to get it right this time. That is what I want done, please. Right, we'll dig that for a barracks for our archers. What else do we need doing here? Oh yeah, I was thinking about heading upwards for some metal. What metals have we got? Is it up here? We've already got... Yeah. Limonite. Was the limonite up here? Or was it even higher? It was even higher, wasn't it? So I'm tempted to go upwards for some mining. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Got to be careful of the ground we've already got. Right, sorry for going quiet, but I do that when I'm thinking. I should think out loud. What I'll do is I'll push D to designate and get the cross, or Q or for query, or K for look, just to get that yellow cursor. Then when you go up or down, see, we don't want to go up there, so we're going to go straight through that floor and straight through there, so that's bad news. So I think we'll just come off here, to be honest. And we'll do a little designation of a mine. I keep forgetting to hit enter. I hit D and think that's it. You've got to designate and then enter. And then we're going to hit I for some staircases. And we're going to go up 1, 2, 3 layers. Is it worth going up any more? No, because we're into sandy loam and soil up there anyway, which isn't such a bad thing. Is that going to bring us outside? I think that's going to bring us outside. Yeah, that'll bring us out into that up ramp. Excuse me. So we're going to undesignate just by pushing X. We're going to undesignate that layer. Yeah, I wasn't intending on mining upwards, but I think we will, purely because we know that we have that we have metals up there. So in case ready for that, we're going to build a wood furnace. We're going to build a wood furnace here. We're going to build a smelter here. And then we're going to have to go back to workshops, because they weren't workshops, they were under E for furnaces, F for a metalsmith's forge. I must have hit escape before I chose my iron anvil and my knives to make out of. Right, so that'll be the start of our metalworking area. They'll build the ones I don't want first, obviously. I want the wood furnace first, then we can get on with making some charcoal in anticipation, which means you need to go to good old Dwarf Therapist to connect that. And labour's full. There is wood burning. If you don't assign it, you won't get any charcoal. Wood burning. So who have we got doing very little? I wouldn't have thought that's a particularly skilled job. Yeah, we'll have a couple of wood burners. I prefer to have this sorted by migration wave. Your early people tend to be your most important people to start with, because you had them for the longest. They've developed skills. Yeah, you'll do. Furnace operator, you can do that as well. You can click on these to sort people by skills. So you're a farmer and sort of a low grade miner, you can be a weaponsmith. You got lots of jobs. See, that's why you always end up dropping down here. 54%, that's pretty good. 52, pretty good. These will all make pretty reasonable weaponsmiths. Yeah. Right. let's get back to the game. Unpause. You don't have to pause when you go to Dwarf Therapist, but I prefer to, just so things don't get out of hand while I'm not paying attention myself. Right, there's lots going on. Probably a bit too much, really. I wanted other things to do, but I don't want to go crazy just yet. Wood furnace A. C, make charcoal, repeat. Alt W, Alt A, bars of any coal, 5 to 10. Getting a dry throat, or lovely jubbly. Right. So they're now going to do that. Have we got any? So we have. If we ain't got any charcoal, everything will be red anyway. They won't let us smelt anything until we have charcoal or some form of fuel for the furnaces. Right, the merchants are now embarking. So I'm very tempted to take this trade centre down now, trade depot, because this one is the one that's actually claiming to be accessible. I did restart my game the other day just to see, but are still claiming as inaccessible, but they actually used it. So what's that all about? Confused the hell out of me. But there you go. So we have got no idlers, so I'm a bit reluctant to start throwing too many jobs at them as yet. Right. Okay. Pause. No, that's not pause. Spacebar's pause. And I remember we stopped our gem cutter from cutting gems, didn't we, when I was trying to get things sorted out quickly. So did I ever put that gem cutter back into action again? Oh yeah, that's under workshop orders, isn't it? Which is O for orders, shift and W for workshop. Yeah, G is auto cut gems. We'll get him back on that. It's not a priority job, but it can be if someone gets a fey mood and decide they want to go murdering everyone because they ain't got any gems. Right, so we want to build, I believe that's shift and A, is capital A, archery target. I'm going to build 3 archery targets. We're going to have one there, shift and A, we'll have another one there, shift and A, and another one. I've got to choose my materials, sorry, and another one there. And then we'll also want to build a door. We'll put planning mode on. And we'll have one there, one there, one there. And then I want to build a bed. That needs a bed, so we put planning mode on. We'll go and check our carpenter in a minute and make sure he's at least lined up for some beds. An H for a container. Oh, did I just put a bag there? Hang on. Q. Whoop, reverse. Q. No, that's a coffer. That's okay. I have accidentally placed bags before. We don't want a bag. We want a container. Right, that should do for that. I just want to make sure our carpenter is making beds. Mechanic, mason, crafts, dwarf, kitchen. Right, it's got to be the other one that I hadn't checked, hasn't it? Construct beds, yeah, so he's got to run an order for beds. With brew and drink from plant still. Well, that's suspended for some reason. We've probably got enough. Can never have enough booze. We've got no idlers though, like I said, so. Right, what is this? That is a gem. Up, there. Okay. Let's dig there. 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 Right, if you've played Minecraft, you'll know what branch mining is. We're just having a little look about. No. Just hold shift down to get it to go quickly. How many of these are going to come up through the next top layer? That could be a bit naughty. That one's okay. I'll tell you what, just for safety purposes, I've got to hit pause because things are flashing, the miners are coming. Designate X, we're going to remove, we're not going to come this side of our staircase. Right, so we shouldn't pop up through the ground anywhere. No, it would have been a bit close. Right, we'll let a miner chomp into that. I mean, I can physically see, I can see stuff that we want, but I don't want a mine out the side of the hill really. I'd rather find some a bit further on the interior. I should be mining down really. I'm a bit foolish mining upwards. Right, if that's not limonite, that's a gem, innit? Yeah, it's a pyrite cluster. That's a moron cluster. This will be tetrahedrite. We can make stuff out of that. So shift, control and V is dig a vein. Yeah, look at that. Look. See, if we do this, that's going to take us into that side wall. But then you got a D and you got to do X. X, and we can remove that so we don't dig that wall out. Yeah, we'll leave them with that. F5. See, this one was going down. I think we should do some down action as well. What are we on? Level 8. Let's go down to level 50. Let's give them something to do, innit? Right, it's me not wanting to get them too busy, and now I've got them slogging their guts out. Right, we've got stuff going on here. Make an archery range. Yep. We will do that. How big can we get the archery range? I want to cover the beds and the coffer. Excellent. Done. And we're going to shoot from, this is that direction thing again, a bit like the bridge. So we want to push I, so we're going to be shooting from right to left, yeah. We'll be standing near the beds and shooting towards the targets. And we want to push Z for sleep and T for train for the bastard bolts, so they will train there and sleep there. Okay, so then we push the down arrow, that puts us on the next target. Repeat. I for shoot from right to left, Z and T for train. Come down. R, archery range, plus to encompass the beds. They'll put their equipment and their clothes in the chest and change into their armour and things when they become established and get all that stuff. Z and T, or Z for our American friends. Right, so now we're going to be even more efficient and go B. Come up here. Make a stockpile. It's massively too big. I should have really made it a custom stockpile, but we'll do my normal escape and Q. It's probably not the efficient way of doing it, but that'll do. S. So nothing should be sorted, we just want ammo. So we're going to E for enable ammo. The only thing I'm doing, to be fair, is bolts. So we could just push enter and get rid of all these. Metal. No, I'm going to forbid metal. Wood and bone we want there. We only actually want wood, to be fair, so we'll get rid of bone as well. So this is just for wooden bolts, and I think they'll go in bins. We might as well put shift and V, and there's no way we're going to fill that stockpile. So we want wooden bolts in there for training with. So that means we also need to go to military we're already on the bastard bolts because that's all we've got, and F is for ammunition. So the hunters are using bolts, okay? So we want to put shift and M. So we don't want hunters to use bolts of any material, we want hunters to use wooden bolts. And we can use C for add an item, which is bolts, and material, and bone bolts. Okay, so now we've got the bastard bolts. This is a bit more complicated. Their bolts, we want to go shift and M for material. We want to go down to wood, and we're going to hit shift. We're going to hit shift and C, so that removes the combat. So the T, if you look, it's got wood bolts, 250 T. T is for training only. All right, so you can use wooden bolts for training. So we now want to use C for add item. We want to add bolts, and we really want metal bolts for combat, but I don't know if we've got any. But I don't know if they can't get metal bolts, if they'll go and grab anything they can. But we're going to be brave, we're going to go for metal, and we're going to hold down shift and T, so we've removed the training. So these words these military screens look freaking complicated, but all instructions are on the screen for you. At the top you got add item, remove item, you got change of mount, you got change the material, whether you use it in combat or training. It's all there for you. So and the wiki is awesome. You know, I might not be explaining things the best of my ability. The wiki could be far better than I. So we now need to go to S for squads. Now the bastard bolts says A, bastard bolts 2. So A, we push A to select them. They're now selected, highlighted blue. If you look at S, T rather, they're scheduled inactive. So if we hit T, they're now scheduled active training. So they will now train when they feel like it, basically. We haven't given them a schedule to train, and I will do schedules later, but it's really not worth doing schedules until you've got more. Look, they're up. Well, they're already up there. Look, both our archers are up there training. Some migrants have arrived. Happy days. Celebrate with some port. Coburn Special Reserve. It is Saturday, by the way. Saturday evening. I'm not a raging alcoholic or anything, but when I've finished my duties, I like to have a glass of something. You've got to wet your whistle while you're recording. Right, let's go up. So they have not found anything that I'm particularly excited by, apart from this is going to be hematite. This is an iron ore, so we hit Control and V for vein. Right, that's going to blast straight through that wall. So we're going to do what we done last time. We're going to get to designate and go for X for remove designation. I really don't want to dig right through the wall, otherwise nasty things will be able to enter our fort. As much as I'd like that iron ore. But that's some good iron ore to get started with. Where did I see the limonite in a wall? That must have been up. Yeah, that's right over here. That's some up there as well. Well, maybe if I hit Shift and V, would that be cheek? Control and V? No, it isn't cheeky. See, that I wondered if that was going to not do it for me, seeing as I wasn't actually in range of it. If you know what I mean. That is a bit. So you dig in V, always Control and V always says not cheaty, because that's just instead of you poncing around manually hitting all the buttons, you're just telling it to mine what you can see. But that's a bit cheaty because I technically wasn't there. I could walk up the hill, I suppose, because it is on the outside of the mountain. Anyway, let's not worry, it's only a video game. We try not to cheese it too much. Right, so that will get me up to there, and they might find some other good stuff while they're up there. So that's getting us started, which also means F5, F4, F4. Let's pause briefly. This workshop, yes, has now recognised that we have ores. So we have hematite ore. That will make us iron. How exciting. Oh my god, I've gone berserk. Right, R. Alt and W, Shift and iron. We want iron from that. 5 to 10 bars. We don't need to go mental to start with, because I haven't checked the amount of dwarfage we've got with the immigrants yet, but see, they're still only going for 5 to 10 bars between them two ores, but that's okay, because as soon as we start using them to craft things, they'll just make more. Native silver. Silver's heavy, so no good for a sword, no good for armour, but awesome for war hammers and bolts. Yeah? It's the way you got to look at your metals if you're not familiar with sort of games or battle mechanics. Light stuff for armour and swords, as long as it will hold a good edge, and heavy things for hammers and maces. Galena, I think, is silver or copper. We're going to overload this guy with work. We might need to make another smelter, especially with more migrants come in. Yeah, that's lead or silver. We'll all stick with silver for sure. We'll go for one more, because they're only doing iron and silver as such. That's tin, I think. That's probably tin. I think this is copper or silver. Some you can get more than one. Yeah, that could be silver or copper. I think we'll take some copper from that, just to have a third metal. So that's good. That is excellent. So up here now, weapons and ammunition, W. I am going to ask, so I'll come down for silver. I'm going to get silver bolts on repeat. I mean, I would make loads of silver warhammers, but I've already got at least four melee weapons that I bought from the traders. So I'm just going to go for some bolts for now. And when it says 5 to 10, I believe a batch of bolts is 25, so 10 would be 250, yeah? So I think we're going to go for that. Awesome. Like, if we end up with loads and loads of metal and more metal than we know what we're doing with, we'll let the hunters use metal bolts, because then they'll be more efficient. Right, they start shouting already. I need silver to make the bolts. Yeah, well, if you wait a minute, you'll get some. Alright. Right, let's pause. Let's go to our pen pasture and see if the migrants have brought anything with them. Are you fishing, fella? Or drinking? Fishing, I hope. I hope you're not drinking water when we have perfectly good alcohol. No, he's fishing. Good lad. Water? What are we, elves? Right, N. So we have a water buffalo bull still. I'm amazed we've got one of them alive. I thought our butcher had gone ham on them and killed everything. We've got a keep. We've got a bull calf. We've got a donkey foal. Another donkey foal. They're both the same sex. And a kid goat. So they've brought some more animals with them. We could end up butchering most of them. Right, that's the animals dealt with. Now let's have a look at therapist and see who cometh. 9. And what did they bring with them? Any skills? Not really. Right, you're going to plant gather lots, because you're going to do lots of wood burning, because that's what I want you to do. Right, a high master stone crafter. That's pretty awesome. So you're obviously going to be stone crafting. Miners 50%. Right, you're a miner. How many miners have we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe we've only got 3 picks. What have we got? We've got plenty of people hauling now. So I noticed there was prepared buffalo bits and pieces rotten in our refuse pile outside, which leads me to believe that there wasn't enough people. 60% ambusher. there wasn't enough people to haul it into the food stockpile when it was prepared, which is a waste of good food. I was brought up to not waste food. I'm quite an old git, so my parents are very old, so they're used to and their parents are in the war, so my parents are used to the war mentality of waste not, want not, and rationing and all that sort of thing, which is not a bad way to be brought up, really. I don't like to see food get wasted. Right, we'll put everyone on architecture like we normally do. How we got some fishing, cooking, and we've got plenty of people on cooking and brewing. Let's have a couple of lye makers and some potash and some soaping. Let's put someone else on farming. Let's share them duties out a bit. Right, that should keep everybody busy. So now we can remove, let's go for nothing. And now I actually want to look at some abilities, especially in the area of weaponsmithing. So we've already got our top 3 weaponsmiths. That worked out well, didn't it? Furnace and armouring. Right, let's have a couple of armourers. Blacksmith, metal crafting. Right, put that back in migration wave. Hope we haven't picked up a vampire yet. That can be quite nasty. Some of these master craftsmen are like hundreds of years old, and they're basically vampires, which is why they're so skilled at everything. It's because they've been alive for so long. We'll know when that happens, because people will be drained of blood in the fort. Right. So that's currently happening. Now, what I would also like to do... We've only got one idler, that's excellent, with soldier no activity. Really? We'll go and practice then. Right. I don't know whether to put them outside or... I tend to put them outside. Let's put them outside. Right, build... armour stand. There. Right. Weapon rack. Is that R? That is. Just guessed that. R. H for container. We'll have a coffer, which is basically a chest. Thank you. Proceed with that. Military. We want create another squad, and they're going to have metal armour, and they're going to be the corridors of society. What a load of rubbish. They're going to be with a capital Mad Smashers, because they're going to mash people basically. Enter. Vacant. Right, a peasant. You're a peasant. You've immediately just got yourself... And another peasant. Oh, and another peasant. You're so lazy. Right. So we've got 3 peasants in Mad Smashers. And the bastard bolts are now going to get a third... Whoops, they're now going to get a third member. They're going to get the shearer. I don't think I actually have anything that requires shearing. Right. So now if we go E for equipment, the bastard bolts, someone's actually got a crossbow. Yeah, they've all got a crossbow. Oh, you ain't even got a crossbow. Why not? We must... Oh, because you only just joined 3 seconds ago and I've not even unpaused it. That's fair. Right, you lot can go and find stuff. Right. So we now have... Actually, go to squads. B. Mad Smashers. T. You are now active and training. Yeah, I pushed T. Correct. Right. Ah, well, we now have a either the... You could make a barracks out of many things. They've not got beds there because it's outdoor barracks. The reason I put them here is because they're right in front of the front gate, and if anyone tries to sneak in, they're going to get hit over the head with something. That'll do for their practice area. And this is... we need to go down for Mad Smashers, not the Bastard Bolts, and they can train here. So they will train there when they feel like it, basically. Like I see, when I get loads of dwarfs, at the moment we've got 22, we're still not really on loads, 22, 2 of them being children. We will do scheduling where you can, I normally schedule different squads with the same jobs to train alternate months. So, you know, one will train the first month while the other 2 do normal work, and then they swap over. Or I'll have 2 archery towers, that's a favourite trick, and I'll have them alternate between resting and guarding a tower. You can tell them to station in a tower or a burrow or all sorts of things. It's quite good, really, what they can and can't do. Right. So, this is all looking very good. We have now got... I was waiting for it to say something then, so it went quiet. We've now got a small melee squad and a small archery squad. And our archers are practicing. Our other lot will be out there soon, practicing. I think I want to remove this depot. Remove depot. Remove building, right, because that's no good. We don't need it. We're going to use this one. Right, we learnt before from our were creatures that things... when people got injured, bitten by a werebeast, they ran straight to the hospital, and then they turned in the hospital, and that is where they became a problem. So I think... are we going to make this our hospital, or is that too big, that room? That's quite a large room. That'll do, we're going to make that our hospital. So we are going to build, I don't know why... oh, we are building beds. I was going to say we look like we're lacking on beds a bit here. I'm going to build a bed. We've got planning mode on, yeah. Oh, I don't want that one. Not there, I don't want it that close. Q. Bed, remove. Thank you. Right, build bed. Where's my cursor gone? There it's gone. There. There, I think. Then we're going to build table. This is for them to operate on. Table. Oh, I hit shift and it's all gone messy. Table. I didn't have planning mode on, that's the problem. It doesn't matter, I'll just choose the materials. I only want 3. Then we want a coffer. Yep. Now we want a traction bench. See, we can either go and look for our mechanic, or we can go jobs, manager, queue, construct traction bench. 2. So now he's going to tell our mechanic to make 2 traction benches. So the manager is quite good like that. So we could now go build, I think, what is traction bench? Shift and R, capital R. We'll put planning mode on, so we don't need them. And we'll have 1 there, and 1 there. So this is going to be our hospital. Now, for this to be our hospital, and make it safe from were creatures, I think we're going to dig this block out the middle, first of all. I could have left it, but that'll be okay. We're doing it now anyway. And then we're going to build G for bridge. We're going to build a bridge, a drawbridge type bridge that goes up. So that will be that way. Hang on, left and right. So D, if I go to D, it goes to the right. If I go Y, it goes to the left. If I go W, it makes sense that it goes... Doesn't matter really where I've situated. Where I've situated it, whichever way it opens will be good. It will shut off the hospital completely, because creatures that go berserk, etc., they can break down doors, but they can't break down a drawbridge. So we're going to put a drawbridge there. We'll build that out of nice. So the idea is, if anyone gets bitten by a werebeast, we can lock them in the hospital. We can lock them in the hospital, and then we're going to make a shooting gallery for our archers in there, so they can hopefully go in and shoot them to death. Pardon me for a little burpy burp there. And an extra tap of the space bar. So our military are now getting some jobs. They're gonna... Oh yes, right, so I need to show you that. Designate smooth. We're gonna smooth the wall. If we smooth the wall, we can carve a fortification in it. So we're gonna smooth the wall from there to there. Then we're going to carve a fortification, and then this bit where my cursor's running now, our archers can sit in there and shoot arrows through these walls, up these corridors, at anyone that makes it past the traps. That's why I put our archery barrack behind that area, so they can practice, and I can immediately say, "Oi, get in here." Which is why, I'm glad you thought of that, Mad Marshman, this stockpile with our ammo, we need to permit metal bolts, because it would be handy if they stored some metal bolts in there as well, because they want metal bolts for combat, and they've only got wooden ones there. I don't want them to go running off miles. I want them to go... I want them to get them and start shooting the bad people. So we now need... This is like stockpile adjustment as you specialise areas is something you're going to be doing a lot. So ammo, we're now going to disable ammo. We don't want to store ammo there anymore. We want our ammo where we want the ammo, if you think that makes sense. Right, so stuff is happening up here. They're already now just heading to the Lemonite, and they will find other stuff on the way, like bituminous coal. Well, there you go, that's a valuable resource, because that's fuel for our furnaces. This is native platinum, alright for making statues and things, but not particularly good for anything else that we want to do. I'll just leave that, because that's cool. As they mine them veins, they'll find other veins. Build bed. Right, I ain't going to bother setting a macro. I only set a macro last time to show you, because it's just as easy to do this, really. The time it takes. Macros are awesome for if you're doing complicated things and that you're repeating them a lot. But these aren't even. These are only 10 of each, because they're not actually symmetrical, because they're mirrored, aren't they? So the doors and the beds from left to right are in opposite places, and the beds and the doors from top to bottom are in opposite positions. This will give us 40 individual bedrooms. Obviously the army have got barracks, and we got planner mode on, yeah, and we have a dormitory with about 12 beds in it, I think, so that's fine. And we can soon carve out another area like this. Planning mode is awesome for this. And it won't be long before we get a mare. I think if we get 50 dwarfs, someone will be words. The voted in thing, delegated or whatever, to be mayor. I need more port. Right, let's see how the downward dig is going. Okay, this will find stuff. Right. Clusters are normally quite small. That's a big cluster. I was going to say clusters are normally 2 or 3 squares. I'll normally let them do all the clusters they find, purely because it gives the jeweler something to do, and if someone gets a fey mood, it gives them something to work with. Yeah, they ain't gone very far at all. They're still messing around with other stuff I told them to do, which is all good. So let us go to, let's not bother going to the metalsmith. Let's go for job manager. They're cutting through our work. Let's go for, no, let's not go for any of that. Before you go crazy with your metal, a good thing to go is Z. Then go, hey, while we're here, 13 C's, 84 drinks. We're not overloaded with drinks and food. We could do with another visit for some traders would be good. Right, stocks, bars, E, sorry for enhanced, bars, lead bar. So we've got one lead bar. So our bars are all been made into bolts. All our silver's been made into bolts. I don't know what our iron's being used for. They obviously are not smelting hardly any iron. Maybe no one's smelting. Smelt hematite ore. So someone's smelting. Animal dissector, no job. Hunter, no job. Crafts or stonecrafter, mechanic, no job. They need to learn to smelt. I need to learn to smelt. Furnace operators? Right. I'm assuming furnace operating has got a lot to do with smelting. And blacksmithing possibly. Right. You lot, go and melt some metal. And I think I'm going to... Oh, we set them all on wood burning anyway. Right. I don't have none of this no job shit. Oh, I'm already on the right one. Oh, I've gone past it again. I could just go with the mouse, but you tend to get away from the mouse a lot when you're playing Dwarf Fortress, which is not a bad thing. Right, F3, F4. We're going to build a wood furnace. I don't normally do it, so I normally wait till I find magma and have charcoal. Gotta be careful of that. Don't need to start building workshops out of charcoal. We want to burn our charcoal. S. We're going to build another smelter. Not out of charcoal. You can set your stones, and you can set what they're permitted to be used for and not to be permitted to be used for, but I tend to just sort of manually handle that, if you know what I'm saying. I think that's in stocks. If we go to stocks, we go to stones. Yeah, I think you can permit what you're allowed to use them for and what you aren't allowed to use them for. Like make steel bars, make pig iron bars, make quicklime. You can tell them what you are allowed to do with them and aren't allowed to do with them. Restricted stones are reserved for the use by the listed tasks. I don't do that. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. You play your own way. Tanner's shop. I think tan hide is automatic. I think as soon as a butcher butchers something, the tanner will tan it. Right, I'm gonna have a go at this hematite with Control and V. Right, and then we're gonna D and X to make sure we don't mine the wall out. And then we've got to get to it, haven't we? With D and D. Like so. We'll let him have that bit of hematite out of the wall there. They're still mining up there. What was this? That's tetrahedrite, so that's silver mostly, or copper. Cascarite, I'm not sure, I think that might be lead. We'll have a look at some of these ones I'm not so sure about. Let's have a go at that pyrite cluster. Also, they're tiny, some of these clusters, but the Fey dwarf moods will like them for when they have to build something fancy. Turquoise, when they get a Fey mood and want to build an artifact. Yeah, they're not really big. This reminds me of Game of Thrones, this one does. What is this? Oh, that's limonite. How much of this can we get without taking the wall out? Yeah, none worth having. Right, we need to undesignate that. I'm not even worried about the one piece, that's hardly worth bothering with. What's this other stuff then? Gypsum. Well, we could do with gypsum for plaster, but I don't want to take the wall out. Mind you, gypsum veins are normally massive. Let's go for Control and V. Look at that. Right. That will keep our hospital in gypsum plaster for a ridiculously long time. Alright, so I'm going to take that out, and I'm also going to take this because there just really is no need. We'll just have that much, and then we will know. We'll also get this hematite because I'm pretty sure this is hematite. Yeah, Control and V. That is just about worth going up there for. D and X. So we don't want to mine through the wall. We'll take that out, and then we want to go D for mine. Right, so that's designated a bit for the miners to do, which was also why I wanted to go for Z, go to stocks, and E for enhance, which allows you just to type straight into a search, picks. Right, we have actually got 5 picks. I know I bought a couple. Yeah, I bought 2 and I brought 3 with me. So if we go U for units, maybe not. No, let's go to therapist because that's easier. Go for sort by nothing and go miners. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want another miner. What are you doing? Small animal dissecting, right? You are now a miner. I just took them off hunting though. Well, that's okay because they're 60% ambusher, aren't they? What else we got down here then? What you got? Stonecrafter. 20%, 40%, 48, 55. You can cut, you can mine, you can go back on hunting. You have got some skill, rusty, in woodcutting. I don't know how many axes we've got yet anyway. Without going Z, stocks, E, axe, battle axe. We have 3 battle axes. And they will use battle axes for cutting trees down. So you can be a woodcutter, but that takes you off mine. Oh, Jesus. Right, you're going to be a woodcutter because you got skills in woodcutting. Mining. Right, you can be a miner without having anything else took away from you. So we now got 5 miners, 3 woodcutters. Return to game, 2. Our wood stockpile is massive still. I do, at some point, like to bring my wood indoors. So we do already have a wood stockpile, so I shouldn't touch that. But any wood that we got left over, I want to get them to bring in here. And that'll be nice and... No, I'm not. I want to make a bigger one than that. We're going to have a big one. We got a few dwarfs now. We're going to fill this with wood. So that's a wood stockpile. So before we get attacked, see there's loads of wood laying around everywhere that we cut. Mainly when we didn't know what was going on with the bloody what do you call it, the trade caravan. If you notice, when we went, because we're outside and we went to the designation tool, it does automatically go to chop wood. Because we're outside, it will default to that. Right, Let's have all them trees down. Don't want any idle. Well, idlers are handy, because when you want something done, they can do it. I do want some iron bars. I want people to get busy. I mean, people are busy. Look, we've got no idlers. We've got archery practice going on, individual drill and resting, lead a fighting demonstration, watching a fighting demonstration. So our soldiers are training. We can see them shooting bolts. They were. As soon as I zoomed in, they ran off. They were practicing on the archery targets. Take my word for it. Right, the hospital's getting built. They're now building the door to the hospital. We need to make the hospital a zone, actually. So we use I, as always. And we make that a hospital with H. So now if we hit Shift and H, it'll tell us our hospital's got nothing. So we only just made it a hospital this second. It's got 3 beds, 3 tables, 2 tracks and benches, and a box. They'll start moving thread and cloth and stuff in there. We do need to make soap, so we need to make soap making industry, which is something else we got to do. Otherwise they will get infected. And that is why we need clean water, because the only time they won't drink alcohol is when they're in hospital. So I'm rather hoping on the downward dig they will start to find all that good stuff for us. I think they're digging down now by the fact that we're striking loads of ores. So that's always a good time to go down like this. Galena wall, so we'll hit Control and V. Down, down. See, they're finding clusters. A phrase cluster will have that. See, that's tiny. They generally are. Control and V. I'm obviously using Shift and full stop for down a level and Shift and comma for up a level, so that's less than and greater than. You can obviously change all the key bindings to suit yourself, but there's so many you're probably wise to just learn them as they are. Right, this is going to make our miners very busy, but we have got 5 now. So I tend to go down each level and set them to mine stuff as and when they find it. Groovy, more groovy music. Dun, 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 dun. More plump helmets have been growing, like all them purple plump helmets. Let's go to our still. So what's going on? Oh, we can brew plants from fruit because they're collecting fruit now. It's autumn, that's the 9th month. I don't know the names of all the months, I'm not that much of a Dwarf Fortress nerd. So we can put that on repeat, so we can have fruit drinks as well as plant drinks. So we'll get a workflow going. 50 to 100. Drink of any material. Right, now we've got 74, we're going for 100 to 200, and we've got more dwarfs. So if we come out of that and go up to the brew drinks from any plant and get the workflow up, see that's now automatically gone to 100 to 200 as well. We could probably do with up in the fine meals, yeah, 10 to 20 is nothing now. We want 30 to 50 possibly, would be good. Any stew, well that needs meat, so we could struggle with a stew, but if we up the biscuits to 30 to 50, they can make biscuits out of nearly any old crap. Right, so we got people are doing things. Why is the wall smooth and not happening? Not happening because I've got too many people doing stuff. Smelt limonite. Make spiked wooden balls. Make them spiked wooden balls. We want our money balls. Let's build another lever. We need a hospital lever, so we might as well build it right outside the hospital door, might we? B, T, capital T for traps and levers, L for lever. Right. Actually, that will slot in beside the stairs. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, we're going to put one there. I was then thinking we could put another one other side for the trade depot in case we want to shut some elves in and murder them for fun. Right, everyone's so busy. That's the thing with military as well. Now we've made a military, we will have people train and not dwarf. And masterpiece door that's been built. See, there's sort of things you want to keep for your mayor's quarters and things, but when you're in planning mode, you're just letting dwarves make their own mind up, really. Right, you can make charcoal as well. Workflow, yes please. Shift and R, we're going to up it to 10 to 20 now. We've got 2 of you working. Right, smelter. So what else have we got going on now then? Pewter, trifle, billion, they're all nice for making what do you call it, statues and things, but they're not any good for weapons. Bronze, we can make bronze bolts, bronze is good. Yeah, we'll have 10 of them. Right, let's go for Z. Stocks. E for enhanced bars. Right, we've got 8 iron bars now. So steel is the best metal, apart from adamantine or some fancy shit that you get for digging to the bottom of the earth, but we ain't getting that for ages. And steel requires coke and pig iron and quite convoluted. We will do it, but not yet. At the moment we've got iron. So I'm going to go... They're forged and steel bolts, and that's suspended, so you might as well get and make other stuff. So we want A. We've got some melee weapons. What we haven't got is armour. So we want some armour, and we'll make it out of iron. We'll have iron breastplate, iron breastplate, iron breastplate, iron leggings, iron leggings, iron leggings. I must have hit caps lock. Yeah, caps lock is right next to I, and when I add job, that quite often happens. Right, that's it now. We have now run out of jobs to give him. Well, we haven't. We want gloves and boots, but we can't do it here. But we could go jobs, manager, queue, boots, high boot or low boot. Well, I'm sure low boots will be cheaper. Make iron, and we want 3. I'm assuming that's 3 pairs and not 1.5 pairs, but you never know in this game. I should really iron gauntlet, we'll do the same again. I should really look at the wiki for that, because when you buy them from merchants, that's always left glove and left boot and right boot. So whether it is or not,
Yes, I see it all now. It's so beautiful.
The expedition leader has been possessed. I need a swig of port for that. Being possessed is not so good. If they get a fey mood, whatever they do in their fey mood, they'll make an artifact, they then become a master craftsman of that craft. Possessed, I don't think they do. So we'll zoom to location and find him. He is there. So we'll hit capital F for follow. And unpause it. He's now going to look for a workshop and claim it.
I claim this workshop in the name of invention.
So he's now claimed a mason's workshop. We're no longer following him, so I've got on him and I'll hit F for follow. We're going to unpause it. He's now going to go and get stuff. Well, he's either gone for some charcoal, or no, he's carrying a piece of metal ore, I think. Right, he's now gone for a bit of leather. I think he started construction. I think that message, that boom, I mean, we're not seeing it because they're striking so much stuff, we're getting all their messages. Yeah, he has began. Ast Nana Rick Carroll has began a mysterious construction. He only got 2 items, and this is early in the game, so it's probably going to be crap. But he's now going to make an artifact, but at least he's not going to go insane and murder everybody, which is good. We're going to build workshop E for leatherworks, because we might need to make some leather armour if someone don't come and sell us some soon. Right, what the hell's going on in my fort? Because we've been so busy. We had a good episode already, and how long we've been recording for? 1 hour and 5 minutes. Well, that's not bad going. I wanted to get a range squad and a melee squad, and see there, out there, look, out there. Can you see where I'm wiggling the cursor? It's handy to have a mouse cursor. They're out there practicing. If I hit you, there'll be individual combat drill, individual combat drill, individual combat drill. They are outside practicing. If any goblin come through that door, he's going to get smashed in the face with a weapon. Right, lever, add new task. B, link to bridge. What bridge is flashing? No, we don't want that bridge. We don't want that bridge. We want that bridge. Enter. 2 mechanisms, done. Now we were using Shift and N, in case you didn't watch last episode, Shift and N, put the cursor over that P for place, yeah, so that's now 0, 0, 0, and then we want to name it, and I'm going to put hospital door, so we now know that that is the hospital door. Lever. So if we're lost, go, what's that lever? And our cursor is anywhere, we can push Shift and N. And let's look at the coordinates, 370. If we zoom in on 0, 0, we're now on that lever. Move my mouse out of the way. We now know that's the hospital door. Because in the last fort, I got right confused over what levers were doing what.
As winter blows its frigid chill, keep fires hot and eat your...
Look, we now got...
Oh, it's completed. I've made an amazing artifact.
He's made a tetrahydrite hatch cover, but look, all our water's now frozen. We now have no fresh water. Right, but if we go Shift and L, capital L, we can have a look at this thing he's built. He's built a tetrahydrite hatch cover. We have other artifacts, but we bought them. We've got a forgotten beast parchment scroll, that's pretty good. But anyway, we built this hatch cover. So it tells you what a hatch cover is. If we go for view for description, this is a tetrahedrite hatch cover. All craft dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of water buffalo leather. We killed our water buffalo for that. And the object menaces of spikes of tetrahedrite. Listen to this guitar. This is Tarn Adams. This is Toady Adams' brother. So this is the only input into the game. Toady Adams programming, and Tarn helps with a bit of production, including the music. It's excellent. Right, I'm getting absorbed with the music now, and why not? So we're building stuff. We're building armour. At any point you can go to M for military, and you can go for E for equipment. We're on Bastard Bolts, so we come across, we can see which each person has got. So we've got no leather armour, but they've all got a weapon. Mad Smashers. It's raining, and that's why that noise is. So they've all got a melee weapon, and one of them has got a shield. But we have told them to make all that stuff, but we haven't told them to make any shields, have we? We haven't told them to make any shields. So J for jobs, O for M for manager, Q. I nearly made everything. So they want to be going picking it up, really, go and get their equipment. Right, so I'm going for shields. Is that EI or IE? I don't know. Oh god. That looks right, actually, shield. No, that's right. I'm going to build copper shields. And we're going to have I'm going to have 5. I only want 3, but I'm going to ask for 5 because that will give them a little bit extra to do. But they've built the other stuff, the breastplates and that, so I'm assuming they have because they're no longer in the list. Stocks. E. Can I not spell breast? No, I can't spell breast. Leggings? No. Iron? Iron pick, iron bars, iron anvil. Right, I'm sure... Oh, I did ask. I didn't ask the manager to make them, did I? I actually went to the place, didn't I? So he's not even making them. So our metalsmith is probably in the army or something. What is occurring? Armouring. Oh, we have no armourers. They're all wet metalsmiths. I've gone mad on metals on words. I got mad on weaponsmithing, but nothing on armouring. Oh, I got 2 armourers. They're not really the highest grade we could have. Let's just chuck some more on. I'm not even going to look at what else they're doing. I would really like some armour to be made. 55. And these will all gain skill. Every time they build something, they'll get better at it. Which is good, which is why it's worth keeping your dwarfs alive, really. And trying not to get them deaded. Right. So we now have the switch to shut the hospital. Let's have a look at the hospital. I for zones. We're already in the zone with our cursor, look, so we just push Shift and H. Let's control and H. Shift and H. 7,500 thread. This is why I bought the thread and the cloth bins off the dudes. 2 splints, 2 crutches. We've got everything we need. We ain't got no soap and not enough crutches. So that's easy. We can go J for jobs, M, Q. Crutches, not iron, so hit space, go for wood, wooden crutch. We'll have... I'll ask for 5, we need 3. But you know, if 2 people use them, we'll then be understocked in the hospital. So, right, the manager's great. Saves messing around with workshops. But speaking of workshops, is our leather workshop is now built. Leather armour. 3 of them. Coat, vest, robe, leggings, not trousers. See, trousers are normal clothes, leggings are armour. A helmet, why not? Be a good thing to have. Can we get anything else going on here? Low boot, that's it. So we'll get them to knock up some leather armour for our archers. Yeah, we've got 12 bed dormitory, haven't we? What's our bower doing? Absolutely nothing. But that's fine because we don't want to overwork him. Well, let's get a couple more crossbows. I'm not sure. We've got about 2 or 3 hunters now, so let's knock up a couple more crossbows. When he can be bothered. I'm not that worried about it. Everything's good as long as we're making spiked wooden balls, which I'm sure we are. Yeah, that is currently the active construction with the A beside it is the spiked balls. They are worth so much money. Stocks, enhanced, balls. Yeah, they're worth about 500 or 600 each, and once you start getting, you can see several of them are superior or exceptional. Most of them are really good, and once you get the masterful crafted ones, they're worth loads. Drinks and seeds are not great. Food and fish, well, that's alright I suppose for 20 tours. You don't want to be overstocked anyway, because if your stockpiles are overflowing, small work for your bookkeeper to do. And also FPS. I keep talking about FPS, but Dwarf Fortress is only designed to run on a single core. So when you got a quad-core processor, yeah, that's awesome, but your computer's going to be quarter as powerful as it normally would be, because Dwarf Fortress is only going to use a quarter of it. Oh, more port. I love it. I don't think bad of me because I don't drink much. I only have like 1 glass in an evening. It's only a small half glass. But I'm a responsible adult, so that's all good. I've been irresponsible, but I'm now growing up and I'm responsible. Right. So that's still waiting to be took down. It's not a big issue. We have hardly any idlers, which is good, but we're going to build cage trap. We're going to now I can see my cursor, it's right over there. I'm just zooming in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. We'll just use up some of these mechanisms that were built. Well, here comes the I can't think what it's called now, Kerbal Space Program music. I got that. I did do a few of them videos on my channel, but they are really hard work to record because that's just like, that is rocket science. I did order 10 cages to be built, didn't I? So that will fill that, because that will be 10 cage traps. No, it won't, that'll be 12. Which means we just go to Job Manager Queue, cages, not iron, wood please, wood, we'll have another 10. You can build like rock swords and wooden swords and things and make weapon traps, and they'll put swords or spikes, or even your spiked wooden balls, that's what they're for, in the traps, and they'll go from there. Well, we didn't build an archer tower, I know, but obviously other people dedicate whole episodes to archer towers, which we won't do. We'll fit our archer tower in and around other things we're doing. We're not just going to sit and watch it being built. Right, this is all very groovy. Right, we've been recording for 1 hour and a quarter, and I think that is sufficient. That's a lovely episode. I mean, when I done Minecraft, I tried to make the episodes about 25 to 35 minutes, but I think Dwarf Fortress watchers, spectators, whatever you want to call yourself, I think they're more patient, probably a bit older. Not trying to stereotype anybody, but you don't get anything done particularly quickly in this game. Oh, we're finding all sorts down here. Loads of stuff. Yeah, nothing happens particularly quickly in this game, so it ain't really worth doing a 30-minute episode unless you do loads of editing, and I ain't got the time for editing. This is nearly live. If I had more viewers, I would just live stream this, which is partly why I was playing with the webcam. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.